Africa is the only place in the world where black people can go and build Fortune 500 companies from scratch within 5 years.
It could be like China, easily.
No, seriously. And this took them hundreds of years to build. You can build it now within 5 years.
Yeah.
China took that same, mind state 25 years ago. China was no different from Africa 25 years ago. Go to China now. Look at Dubai, the Middle East. They just started 15 years ago and started building that same concept.
I'm kind of, me just want to be 100%. I understand what you exactly mean. So you're saying that Africa right now. So how could Africa be the new China? How can we say that? So
black people.
For all our black people, yes.
Go back to Africa.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing here, do it there. Whether it's real estate, entertainment, education,
label, sneaker company,
whatever,
clothing line,
whatever.
Start it there.
Do it there. No.
I was in Ghana. We came to Ghana a week ago to commemorate the 400 years the first slave ship left. It was the second worst day of my life. The worst day of my life, my mama died. I never really fully got over that. But standing in them dungeons where they took us from, where they stripped us of our heritage, of our land, of our lineage, that we were kings, chiefs, queens, landowners. They took us from here. When I stood in that castle, I couldn't even stand up. See, for us to come to Africa, you don't know. See, you live here. You've been home your whole life. You here. When we come here, it's like coming home to a place you've never been. That's what African Americans feel when we come here. I don't know who, but when I stood in that slave dungeon, one of my ancestors was there. And I failed. I couldn't even stand up because one of my ancestors was in that room. Then we went to the second castle. I didn't have that feeling. I was just angry at what they did to us. How dare you create such an evil scheme to strip people of who they are and take us to this land far away where we were hated even more. And then we go over here and we build a nation. We built America. There are families today in America still benefiting from the billions of dollars from the slave trade. They opened up canneries, tobacco fields, they opened up ketchup companies, they opened up dealerships with the money that their ancestors.
You guys remember when I did a video about this man where he said he's not from Africa and did not want to be called an African American?
Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. Ain't never went to Africa, ain't thinking about going there.
Now, for those of you who don't know this man, his name is Trick Daddy. He's an American rapper. As a matter of fact, he's one of the OGs.
You don't know.
Now, the reason for this man claiming that he's not an African or didn't want to come to Africa was not from a personal experience. It turns out this man's perception about Africa was what he saw on TV, where the kids had flies on their head and all of that.
You get it?
Now, after this man did his own research, this is what he had to say.
Okay. I want you to take me there.
Okay.
But okay, so
once I take you, you're gonna call yourself African American.
Okay, so here's the thing. Why I didn't want to go to Africa.
Okay.
Remember them feed the children commercials?
Right.
I thought all y'all ladies with titties was out. I thought the little kids had flies flying around them. And I did my research and I watched History Channel. Africa is the richest continent in the world with the most with its own resources. They got the most minerals, oil, gas. They got all this and they portray Africa to be a jungle. When you hear Africa, you thinking Tarzan. You
But
thinking,
you know, that's exactly what they want y'all to see.
yeah.
That's because they don't want y'all to go back. Because they know if we took every back to Africa,
Ain't coming
there'll
back.
be nothing left but golf and baseball. Okay, that's exactly why they put all this negativity in your head, because they want you to think how beautiful Africa is. This summer, me and DC Young Fly doing a retreat to Ghana. We're going on we're gonna be at a private island for like 5 days. I'm gonna invite you. I want you to pull up.
I'm gonna pull up. And look, listen to this. Are you from a part of Africa where they got 5, 6, 10 wives?
Well, that's all on religion.
How did you get on the path to even wanting to have a heart to one day even come to Africa and do things?
White people. I kid you not. It sounds strange, but it was white people, because when I lived in London, I had white friends. And so when I got to the States and I was around other white people and then they started using the N-word and being derogatory, I did not know where they were coming from, because my parents aren't from America. They didn't know about racism and Jim Crow and segregation. And so they never taught us, be careful when you go out in the streets in America. They're brand new here. So here we are starting a new life. And I'll never forget, my sister Laura was 3 at the time, and we're standing outside a bodega. And this white boy, white kid, he was like 5. And he looked at my sister's dark chocolate sister. He was like, "You're black." And that was the first time I ever heard a color attached to a human being.
Okay.
And I looked at my sister and I looked at the white kid and I was like, yeah, like, what's your point of saying that? But again, this kid is just learning what he was taught.
Right.
Because for a white kid to go, "You're black," who told him that?
Right.
So that was the very first idea that I had, that, okay, there's a race or class system in this country.
This is a man that needs no introduction of the great work that he's been doing. Dr. Umar, how do you feel, first of all, being on the continent? Because not everyone is able to make it here.
That's a great point. I always feel honored. I always feel overcome with joy. I always feel a great camaraderie with my Ghanaian brothers and sisters whenever I come to Ghana, this being my 5th visit. And of course, I've been to other places on the continent, but I do have ancestry here, you know, and a few other places. So it's always extra special for me. I had a dream about 2 or 3 years ago in one of the slave dungeons here in Ghana, and I couldn't tell by the dream whether it was Cape Coast or Elmina, but it flashed in my dream. And I knew what it meant. It was my ancestors saying, "We hadn't seen you in a while," because my last visit was the year of return, 2019. And then COVID hit. And I normally did a group trip, and we came to Ghana almost every year from 2014 to 2019. So my ancestors was like, "We ain't seen him in 5 years." So I had to get back over here. So when the opportunity arose for me to become a dual citizen of Ghana, something that I never thought would happen, I had to jump at it. So this is a miracle. It's a dream come true. And one of the reasons I'm wearing the pendant of the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, father of modern Pan-Africanism, who was a tremendous influence on the works and life of Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, is Mr. Garvey never had a chance to come to Africa in the 1920s, 100 years ago. The colonial powers never allowed Garvey to come to Africa. So me becoming a citizen today is my way of paying homage to him. It's my way of paying homage to Osagyefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
I just became an official Gabonese citizen, African citizen. My daughter just became a citizen. Mama, did you become a Gabonese citizen, Mama?
Hold on.
Mama.
Let me get my passport.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cadence, did you become an African citizen today? Gabonese citizen.
Show us a boomerang, what it looks like.
Wow.
The whole family.
Whole family.
Oh, yes.
Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, land, exercise, that's a universal language. We are the most resourceful and creative people on earth. Look at this. I don't ever want to hear nobody complaining ever again in life that you can't do something, that you can't exercise. We too creative, baby. Gabon, Libreville. Love.
The best decision I made, moving to Africa. Oh, they live in mud huts in Africa. For the ignorant, do my house look like a mud hut? For all my family who want to invest in Africa, come on over. Best move I made, Separation for me. I don't have to live under Mzungus. Build my own, like Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X said. Tanzania, East Africa, Dar es Salaam. See? This is what life about. In your ancestral land. Y'all better come home to Mother Africa. No racism, no stress. Chilling on my patio, looking at the palm trees, having a nice sip. This is what life about, baby.
Did you guys see this? Mike Tyson went to go visit the Congo, and he got such a positive and welcoming experience. Look. And what's so great is that he documented this whole experience. He said, "My trip to Congo was a life-changing experience. The people there are beautiful. I look forward to returning, very thankful to have met the president." You can see him greeting the president, and they were very friendly toward each other. And during his trip, they even crowned him the King of Africa. You can see him here looking at the photos of when Muhammad Ali was in the Congo. And he even visited a memorial as well. You could tell Mike Tyson had a very wonderful experience. He was very open-minded when visiting Africa, and I think this was such a positive story for Congo. But let me know what you guys think about this. Comment below.
Americans will announce a world tour, but Africa is nowhere to be found on this world tour. Very telling. Exactly. What's interesting is, at their peak, Africa is not relevant. But when they want to reboot their career system, then it's connecting with the motherland. If they're going to include Africa, we all know which one is going to be. I mean, no disrespect to South Africa. Beautiful country. But let's call a spade a spade. There's Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, there's Namibia. There's all these countries that have developed, and they actually have a huge amount of consumers that contribute to the rise and the streaming numbers of the American artists. You're not just going to come on social media and interact with African artists only when it suits you, only for promo purposes. We see through it. We see each other. We see each other. And I don't want to hear they're putting African on the map. No, Africa is on the map already. Let it translate collaboratively. Hit up the African artists that you claim you love so much and put them on your tours. African music is ruling. African music is thriving. We have one of the most vibrant music, sought after music of the world. It's giving what it's giving. Let's go to Africa because we are declining in sales. Gaslighting. Non-inclusive, bottom of the barrel. Don't let your tours stop at South Africa.
Where do you want to go? You mean you've been around the world? I mean, I see you.
Well, it's
in
funny. Okay.
France. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go now in 2021? Where do you want your reach to go?
Well, I've not spoken to you about this. It's a good question. Stevie Wonder said in the press recently that he wanted to move to Ghana. Now, those of us in the room that know Stevie personally, he says this thing many times through the years that we've known him. But this last time he said it, he said, "I'm moving to Ghana so that I can be valued and respected more." It's almost exactly the phrase he used. And, you got to think, as a black American, who amongst us is more valued or respected than Stevie Wonder? He goes on to say, I would do this for my grandchildren so that they don't have to worry about that, which is a very ominous thing to say because clearly this is going to last for the foreseeable future. And to see him decide to make that move, I wanted to go. Because I look at Stevie, I look at Stevie as he's the soul of American culture. And man, if the soul leaves the body, then this thing is dead.
I understand.
And I go, I'll follow him over there. Or I'll go myself. I'll do it for him.
Yes! Yes! Stay in Africa! We love that.
David Chappelle arrives in Ghana.
in Ghana at the River of No Return, where they would, after basically marching our ancestors the distance from New York to Florida, they would put them in this river to clean them up, and they'd, lather them in grease to create the appearance of good health, to get the highest dollar. And as we were walking down towards this river, my mom falls out. And my mom is late 70s. And I'm thinking, oh, this is it.
Oh,
my mom just died. And everyone's, and this is all, the cameras are rolling. So this is all being caught.
Oh my gosh.
And very clearly, I heard my grandmother's voice, who's been gone many, many years. And she's all right. She's all right. And she took a break. She came back. She came to, they brought her numbers, back to within reason. And she was like, take me to the river.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, at that point, I'm already crying. Wow. We're not even at the river yet. And we get into the river, and everyone's kind of in their own sort of spot.
Yeah.
Meditating, praying, thinking, whatever each individual was sort of doing in that moment. And I kind of had lost track of where my husband was. And and it was this beautiful sunny day. It was hot, beautiful sunny day. And my husband's in the river, and I just hear him scream. And I look over, and his arms are outstretched like Christ. And the sky opens up, and it is downpour out of nowhere.
Oh my!
And it was the most cleansing. It was like something out of a movie. And I mean, luckily we caught it. And he's just standing there, and he's being like cleansed, if you will. But everyone was very, very emotional, and it felt otherworldly. But again, it's like when you listen, the ancestors, and you call upon them, they show up.
Yeah.
And, and another place that I can't wait to really go is Ghana as well. My dad's been spending a lot of time there.
Wow.
I haven't, for my schedule, for whatever reason, every time I'm trying to go, something that I cannot change pops up. But that's a place that people tell me stories of the similar feeling of going there, and the love and affinity of being in that place, and really want to go there as well. So that. So if I can't get to Japan, I'm usually at the house. I'm either cooking or playing like Call of Duty. I'm playing Call of Duty online. You know what I'm saying? With my boys back. From all over, and it's a place where you can just, it's fair game. It's even playing field. You know what I'm saying? Some mindless, kind of, camaraderie with your boys and stuff. I love cooking. Food is a love language for me. So being able to, find a recipe and try something new and combine flavors is probably you never thought would go together, and just creating those moments is another form of art too. And I like enjoying people eating my food, like serving people and being like, I normally don't like lamb, but have you had it like this? And then, and just having people just, react to that is something that I enjoy doing too.
Nice. Now with Bournemouth, we're gonna have to get you into FIFA as well.
I gotta get on FIFA. That's the next one.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my guilty pleasure.
You'll get some easy wins at first. So we'll start off.
I'll be Bournemouth.
You'll be Bournemouth. Okay. All right. Cool. Got it.
Yeah. You pick. Yeah. It'll be good. Dude, you've been amazing today. I've got a few more questions I want to ask you before I let you go. This question is like, what has been a lesson you wish you learned earlier in life? Like, is there a lesson that you learned recently that you're like, I wish I learned this one earlier?
I think being unapologetically honest with what you want. And that goes across the board. I was trying to think of something that kind of across the board. If you can communicate your truth and not worry so much about how somebody's going to react to what you say. Because a lot of times the fear of how somebody's going to react to what you really want to say is what stops you from saying it sometimes. And you find another way, or you put it off, or you don't say it. And maybe the situation doesn't change, and you get frustrated and upset with why this thing doesn't change, because you kind of maybe might not have said it the way you wanted to say it, and I think there's a way to be unapologetically and still be respectful and speak your truth. I think I would have done that earlier.
Well said.